Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I'm doing I feel anxiety video. I'm feeling some anxiety video. Yeah, my channel, as I've said, it's my pressure release valve. But I have been, life is changing. We know that. Life changes anyway, but because of the coronavirus. And first off, I wanted to say something. I did not know that when it's COVID-19, I didn't know that the 19 meant the year 2019. I don't know why. I was thinking that's the 19th one they've called that. Yeah. Oh, there's that nervous laughter. Told you I was feeling anxiety, so just ignore my laughter. Anyway, but I've seen things changing, and one of the first things that I saw that really was one of those things that touches you was when I had tried to reorder one of my medications, whenever that was, a week or two ago, and saw that little pop-up that says, because of the coronavirus, they might, some of your medications might not be available, along that line. And that was one of the first things. And then I saw that one about delivery. I'm not going to name the name of the delivery service, but it's allowing people to leave them on, their drivers, their people, delivery people. Boy, I'm going to get out in a minute. They're allowing them to leave it on your front door, the doorstep, or and right outside your front door. There were other ones that I saw along the line, grocery store things. Some things might not be available. So, you see it. Well, today, the reason that, it's causing me some anxiety is I tried to order another one of my pills for cholesterol. This one is for cholesterol. And it said I couldn't pick it up. I ordered it this week, and it said I couldn't pick it up until the 17th, which they do that, and then you have to have them send it to you. Say pick up, then you say no delivery. But, and then if they sent me a notice saying that I couldn't get it because it needs to be refilled. I had a call, and they still have, it was an older prescription. They still have 2 left for me, but I asked about my other 2 medication, one for diabetes and one for blood pressure, and they told me I was out of refills. So I called the doctor's office. I said, y'all, go ahead and, send a fax over to them to request to renew it. So I called my doctor's office. They were actually open on Saturday. And I asked them about, since the coronavirus, we're doing social distancing, and we're older, and, went down this line. She said, yeah, we're pretty much renewing them. I said, for how long? They said 30 days. And she said, but it depends on your last blood test. Well, mine wasn't good. So on one of them, my diabetes, for whatever reason, was up. And so I told her that, and she said, well, just have them fax it in, we'll see. But they are always on a regular basis, they are changing employees. I don't know. I've started to wonder if they're a training clinic or something, because I've been going since 2012 or somewhere around there, and it's just like a revolving door, different people every time I go. And they have made lots of mistakes too. Lots of mistakes. Like, they renewed a prescription that, because it begins with the letter, the brand begins with the letter Z or something like that. They renewed one for a different medication that begins with the letter Z. Oh my goodness, that was one of the latest ones. And they get things wrong. Doctors and pharmacies should not get things wrong. Doctors' offices and pharmacies, yeah. And in my life, that's a norm that they get things wrong. It's not just me. So, okay. So anyway, I explained to her. I said, I don't want to come into that office. She said, we're taking precautions. We're not allowing anybody who has symptoms of anything close to it to come into the office. I said, yet there are people who have it and they're asymptomatic. And she just kind of paused a second. I hope I've used that word right. Asymptomatic. That's, yeah, from what I understand. Watch me find out that I'm wrong. But no, I don't think so. But yeah, that's not making any sense. So, why would I want to go into a doctor's office? Anyway, I had found before, like 2 weeks ago, I guess, that I did have some old medicines that the pharmacy had given me the wrong brand. It's still the same kind of medicine for blood pressure. Blood pressure is the one that I worry the most about. And I know I should worry about all of them, and I do, but it's the most. That changes automatically if I miss a pill. Oh boy, just one pill. And with the stress and everything, yeah. But I did find one that had expired in April of last year. And I worry about that. And I've spoken to pharmacists about other kind of, it might have been that one, but other medications, and they would say, well, yeah, it might just lessen it or whatever, but I don't know that for a fact. Okay, like I said, I've had trouble with pharmacists and doctors and nurse practitioners and their offices. Yeah, so I wonder about the information. I actually trust pharmacists more about the medications, but that's just me. Okay, I do worry about that. I do worry. Like I said, I'm doing this video because I'm feeling this kind of anxiety. I've been feeling anxiety through all this, and that's why I made that correction. I don't want people to feel stress, anxiety, panic. I was using the wrong words, probably out of my own, my own panic and anxiety. But it's really that, like I had said, the people that I'm in contact with online, they're jokes about this coronavirus. And like I had said in the video, I understand people express their anxiety in different ways, but this is just not the time to show everybody, and then being influencers, to show everybody how you're seeing it as a joke. It's not a joke. It's nothing to joke about. This is killing people, and that's how I feel about it, and I'm going to stick to it. I understand we all express our anxiety in different ways. Our worries, our stress, the stress it's causing us. Like, we make mistakes, like I just said I did, okay? I'm not perfect. I am not a perfect person at all. I can admit to that. I make mistakes. You bet. I have a big problem making mistakes with, sometimes I use the terminology wrong. I'm well aware of it. Man, you should have seen, I was a career student. I was an undergrad, and they would put those matching things in tests, and something I did after for certification, they did that. My brain, I can remember the concepts, I can remember the words, but put them together, my brain goes way out the door. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I am experiencing, like I said, quite a bit of anxiety. And I actually told Adam yesterday when he got home from work, and I've said this before, where he works, they should be letting them work from home, the ones who can, and he is one who can. He already has all the computer and whatever they need for that. He does sometimes work from home, but he just does it on weekends whenever he feels like doing stuff, but he can work from home. I told him yesterday, you're not going back to work. You're not going, if you need to retire, because he said that for years. He was going to early retire. And he's said it so many years now. I said, this is a sign. I really don't believe in signs like that, but, I said, you're not going back to work. You're not going to subject yourself and both of us with that. Because they're not getting with the program. They are, he said, in some ways, they canceled any meetings and no travel. But many of these people, he's a freaking electrical engineer and he's a computer scientist. Both of them, seriously. I don't know if you still call it, it's not software developer. What is the term? Something along that line. He's way up there in this. He can freaking work from home. My goodness. Blowing off steam. But, my goodness. I do worry about just some people, they are holding to what? They're sticking their heads in the sand. Their denial. See, what I'm saying is I am dealing with, I say dealing with, but it's online or just whatever. I'm dealing with people who are in denial. Okay, they don't want life to change. There's so many things you could say that's what is going on with them. And this is not helping them. It's not helping anyone. And I know I am not their counselors. So, their counselor. Yeah, whatever way to say that. What was that noise? But anyway, you heard that noise, didn't you? But yeah, you know, causing other people harm. And like, if this doctor's office actually wants me to come in and take tests into a doctor's office with this, you know, I don't know. They didn't say that, but I'm used to this. I'm used to just this, yeah, this, just not, people not everybody. When I say people, I mean some. The ones I'm talking about. Not connecting the dots, not caring, going beyond their own, you know, protocol or their own script or whatever it is that they're told to say this and think, and actually think. Okay, that would not be smart. You know, you're going to put somebody's, you know, life at risk to take a test, and other people's lives. But anyway. Okay, but I had said before, and I really still wonder, and of course I'll never know, if I already had it. I'm serious, because like I had said, you know, I don't want it to be wishful thinking that I've already had it and I've gotten over. I'm still, you hear me taking these precautions. You know, we always say just cautions. We didn't say precautions. I don't know about to the cautions. Cautions just seems normal, but anyway, I'm still doing all that because I don't know, and I'm not going to just wishful think it through. But like I had said in one of my videos, that when I fell, I really, you know, I just said I blamed it on, it could have been a puppy pad that I slipped on the side of it or something, you know, because I slipped to one side and bam, fell. And first thing I told Adam was, my brain's not thinking right. It took me an hour to figure out how to get up, seriously. And, you know, I have a pretty high IQ. I don't know how that's going to connect the dots to that one. But it connects right. But even after that, I basically had proved that my brain wasn't thinking right, because I said something so funny. The way the whole thing is just weird. I said, I think it jarred some IQ scores out of my head. You see, it proved it. My brain wasn't thinking right. But after that, I was knocked out for 36 hours, pretty much 36 hours straight, except to, you know, go to the bathroom and eat and stuff like that. Well, just those, really. And I think I actually had somehow managed that week or something to make videos, you know, stating something was wrong with me. I should listen to those, see if I'm sounding right. And for a month. But I have said this before, too. Usually either November or at the end of January or sometime February, I get what doctors have always said, allergies. Yeah, and I went all through that before. Okay, and basically it has, it's similar to the flu to me, and I have mentioned that I demanded to have the last time they said it's allergies, I demanded to have the test for the flu, and they said it was negative. But I don't know. If I go by that, I've never had the flu, and I can't imagine any person never having the flu. I don't even think that's possible, but as far as I know, you know, as far back as I know, I never had the flu. It was always allergies, but I had the similar symptoms, but not all. I had this, I didn't mention this one, but I remembered it because Adam and I kind of had a little bit of a, I don't know, joke or something. Not joke, really, but I told him that one of the things I had this really thick blanket. We had two of them, very thick. And I was using one of them because, you know, I was watching TV in the front room, and I was cold, and the heater was on. It wasn't low, you know, it was good temperature, but I was under that blanket and I was shivering. And I was just so cold, and then I told him, I said, I tucked myself in, you know, like when you tuck a child in, and the best I could, because, you know, I had that knee wasn't feeling great either. And I said, I don't think I've ever done that before. And I had kept having that kind of, you know, for a little while, that shiver, even under a thick blanket, and the heater and all that. And I kept telling him that I had a fever. You know, at some point during all that, I told him I think I have a fever. Yeah. But anyway, during that time when I was trying to recover from that knee that I hurt so bad, it went on for, what, a month? It started last month, February. Fell on the 9th, I think. Anyway, it was like I was slowly coming out of some kind of fog, you know. Um, I guess, I don't know. It's kind of like that feeling of when you're, what is the word I'm looking for? When you're feeling like stunned. And it took like a month. And that's how long usually those, that what they call allergies, last me is about a month. But this time I was, because of the pain, I was on, Tylenol at first, and I was taking not more than the, recommended dosage, not at all, not more than that. But I was taking more than I'm used to ever taking, because I was in so much pain and really just out of it. And plus, I was also taking Benadryl. Okay, and I was taking Benadryl because the puppy had been in the house. It was in the house, and the puppies. We couldn't get the Frontline, is it called? So we had to get a knockoff or whatever you call it, store brand, and it did not work. Anyway, and that one almost killed him. I mean, I thought he was dead. So we couldn't, of course, give him a Frontline one. Couldn't double up. That would have killed him. And so the fleas and bit me, and I was on Benadryl, of course, not above the recommended dosage. Since I've been sitting out here, I started coughing and sneezing like allergies, like I do when I have allergies. Yeah. And anyway, so and I mentioned the video that I mentioned that it's not good for us to try to diagnose ourselves. Of course, I'm not a healthcare professional provider, so I can't give anybody advice or any of that kind of stuff. And none of my videos are about me giving any advice, because I'm not. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. Anyway, so, I had mentioned this. Why is that making noise? That, not to diagnose myself. It could be anything. It could have been that. It could have been I had a cold, or it could have just been that I fell and it really hurt really bad and I was kind of wiped out. So many things it could be. Seriously. And then maybe taking the medication. Oh, sorry, I'm all over the place here. I still haven't had my caffeine. It's in the morning. And all of a sudden it's coughing and sneezing, yeah. But it's productive. So, yeah, nervous laughter definitely. But anyway, I do want to make another video. I woke up this morning thinking about this. And when I wake up in the morning, I usually have some kind of thought on my mind. Sometimes it's something I need to take care of, or sometimes it's more of what I want to do on a video. And this one was about basically narcissism and why I feel, and one of the reasons, just one, that there's such a rise in narcissism is because some people have lost any other kind of connection with anything outside of themselves. Religion, okay? There's, religious beliefs. I'm not going to use spiritual, because spiritual beliefs and spirituality and all that these days means something different to different people. So I'm going to just say religion, okay? You see, just kind of separate it and to point out this is about their religion, whatever religion it is. That too many have just basically moved away from that and moved more toward narcissism. Okay, and why that is so bad, I've already mentioned narcissism and hedonism in other videos. Why this is so bad right now at this time. Any time, but especially at this time, in my view. Anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up because, yeah, I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.